You've made quite an issue in the campaign of Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver, how often the Assemblyman votes along with him, and also about the Conservative Party endorsement, which you won. You want to explain to voters why these sort of political issues are important in this campaign?
Okay, well, Sheldon Silver, I think, is a very important issue. They both are important issues. Sheldon Silver, one, is he has actually, since the beginning of the Assemblyman's tenure, he has proven himself as someone who continually is protecting those perpetrators of sexual harassment in and around Albany, Assembly specifically. And that's been going on for a very long time, and it can't be tolerated. Last week, the Daily News reported that with the Vito Lopez case, he has expended over $700,000 in legal defense for Vito Lopez. Who's Vito Lopez? And to be able to command that type of protection. And this culture that he is allowing in Albany really it's pervasive, and it makes Albany look bad, and Albany is bad under his leadership. And unfortunately, the way things work, because he controls DAC and he controls who's going to be a chairman on the committee, Assembly members are pretty much forced to vote for him, as Assemblyman Cusick has in each one of his terms, all 6, and I believe he's about to vote for him again should he be reelected. So that's an issue. It would send a message to disempower someone who does not deserve that power. In terms of the Conservative Party was a big victory, and for many reasons. I believe that through the Assemblyman's tenure, he's always presented himself as a conservative Democrat, and this proved, by virtue of this opportunity to ballot, this primary with the Conservative Party choosing me, that that's not the case. They view him as more liberal.
Okay, time is up. Mr. Assemblyman, the question to you.
Sure.
Will you vote for Speaker Silver again?
The choice for Speaker is between the Minority Leader and the Speaker. I would choose the Speaker over the Minority Leader. The issue of Shelley Silver and the Speaker of the Assembly has been an issue in every single one of my campaigns. You know, every candidate who's run against me has tried to, they would rather run against the Speaker in the 63rd Assembly District than Mike Cusick. I understand that. You know, and that goes with any legislative body that you're part of, that the leadership of your conference you're going to be tied to. But I think that shows what a leader I am, though, because I've been able to vote on things that the Speaker wanted that I didn't agree with from day one. That first year I was in, I was one of only 10 Democrats to go on a resolution to rewrite the entire rules of the Assembly. And the Speaker called, asked me to come off, and I would not. You know, that continued throughout my years in the Assembly. I am, as Joe pointed out, I am a chairman of a committee. I'm a chairman of election law. The biggest bill in election law right now is campaign finance. To the conservative part, I oppose public money going to campaigns. Who's the bill sponsored by? Shelley Silver. I vote no as the chairman in committee and on the floor. So I've shown my independence when it comes to Shelley Silver, and I know that the people in my district are smart enough to know that I'm Mike Cusick. I'm not the Speaker.
I'm going to give you a chance, Mr.
Okay,
Tirone, to rebut.
I believe, unfortunately, that I am running against Sheldon Silver because he really does control many of the Assembly members, including Assemblyman Cusick. And those statistics that he pointed out, you know, they sound really wonderful that he was able to go against the Speaker, but in my mind, those are only the votes he's allowed to go against the Speaker. And there was 1,160 times that there was a vote where he, out of the 1,160, he voted 58 times against the Speaker. How many of those 58 times actually were significant and actually legislation was passed? Nothing. So they're insignificant in terms of when he does go against the Speaker. And I believe the way it works, and he's going to deny that, but I can tell you it's a very high percentage of the time, these votes that he does go against the Speaker are almost meaningless.
And you're saying he's pressured into voting with
I believe he's going to follow the speaker. He's just pressured. He's basically his mentor, and there is pressure. There is terrible pressure within the assembly. That's why the speaker needs to go. He has too much power, and that power is amassed by him controlling too much of the assembly through campaign, the DAC, and through the awarding chairmanship in the committees.
Assemblyman, you'll get the final word on this. Is there pressure to vote with Speaker Silver?
Absolutely not. And you know, Joe can play with the numbers. That's fine. You know, I voted against the DREAM Act, which is a big issue with the speaker and my conference. I've taken a lot of slack on that. I am pushing the education tax credits for Catholic and private and public schools, which the speaker is vehemently against. I got over 70 Democratic sponsors on the bill. You know, there is no pressure. And the pressure goes to the minority members, too, if we go by what Joe was saying. Then my colleagues in the Republican side on Staten Island, they all have ranking positions on these committees also, which is the equivalent to a chair in their conference. So where's the pressure on them? Brian Kolb, the minority leader, hasn't called for Shelley Silver to step down. None of my colleagues have asked Brian Kolb to step down due to that. So I think the pressure argument is a moot argument.